Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Citadel of NewChurch. I'm your host, Captain, here to go over our recap with Week 8 of the Minor League Clan Wars. Just a reminder, I may be taking some certain liberties with the things that I say. And with that out of the way, getting into the recaps and the stats, we did have a 4% lead, as well as a 3-star win over Rising Asylum. It was a very well-fought war on both sides. They were quick with their 9s and 10s, while we were enough to stay triumphant with the 3-star victory, obviously. We do like to wish these guys best of luck for going further into the league, as well as for being very, very cooperative for one little minor boo-boo that did arise. Short summary told, somebody was very stupid. Admin handled it very quickly, put a kibosh to it. He tried to be annoying second time. Needless to say, admin just put down the little hammer. He was gone. So, with that out of the way, getting into the 6-packers. Boop, boop, hitting the wrong buttons. We had a couple of them. We have Maydu there at number 5. We got Elisa at number 8. We got Lekman at number 10. We have Ani at number 13. Sivas at 15. Enigma at 22. And NewChurch at 25. For people with the shit hits, and again, air quotes when I say this, it's the people that get the 95 to the 99%, just enough to piss you off from not getting the 3-star in your attack. For those people, we do have a couple of them. We have Shisui there at number 23. He had the 97%. We have, and I think it goes all the way back up to the top, Chastity Foil there with the 99 1%, or 1 star. Yeah, those are the worst. And then Dominus Rex gets the glory of being told that he failed with a 94. With that out of the way, we're going to start with a recap with Maydu on number 2. He's going to start his AQ charge over there at 1 o'clock. Drops the queen, drops the healers, gets a couple hogs to go onto this archer tower, so that wizard is going to be finding in D&Ds, taking out those barracks. He's going to drop a minion and a wizard over here at these buildings. And his primary goal is to get into this junction right here for the air defense bomb tower with the giant and wall breakers. He's going to drop the rage. Unfortunately, with the way that the wall breakers handle themselves, they kind of just do their own thing. He drops the rage, trying to get through this BK as fast as he can. The giant is supposed to take up those little small bombs that were sitting on the outside there. Wall breakers finally get into that wall compartment. Lure the CC, Dragon Ice Golem. It is a very good one for this new meta. If you haven't already started using them, I would advise you to do so now. Basically, just going to let the queen do her thing. She's going to be chilling for another 5 seconds after this golem gets wrecked. Basically, she could be singing some Vanilla Ice at this point, but needless to say, he's going to keep raging her into this compartment. Wall breakers are unfortunately not going to help him go more into the core and just go off to the side, ultimately leading her nowhere, because I don't think she really takes that path. Needless to say, she's going to keep going deeper into this core. He's going to rage her one last time to get to this enemy archer queen. Slightly late with it, though, has to pop the ability. And then from here on out, he's going to drop his slammer over there at 130 onto the air sweeper. I clicked the wall. And Inferno Towers before he starts his hogging. He was hoping that the slammer would take out the multi-target Inferno before it starts melting those healers. Finally, they get out of that range. But unfortunately, it is what it is. The skeletons are going to be doing their work over theirs. BK's was dropped over at 6 o'clock for the funneling on the outside areas. Does has the Tesla farm over there at 8 o'clock, but he does have the giant wizard and Grand Warden ability that he's going to use all together when they reach over there. So speed this little process up. It's just simple cleanup over there. Woo! Needless to say, the hoggies are just going to be bouncing, jumping around. As soon as they congregate 1, 2, 3, back together, pops the tome, drops the giant to soak up the 1 Tesla with the wizards behind. Queen is going to be doing her thing, trying to get through this wall. But at this point, it's basically cleaned up and GG. So well done to Maydu as a whole. For our next attack, we have Chastity Foil with number 3. He's going to get a nice bowler bounce over there at 7:30 with a wizard. He is going to be out of range of this archer tower, so he will be able to get both storages. I do believe he drops a minion over here at this Dark Elixir drill or something like that. Yeah, he gets picked off by the expo. Okay. Anyways, the queen is going to be trying to go into this compartment over here by this archer tower, cannon, expo, yada yada. Her main goal is to get to the Queen, CC, Eagle. So she's going to be slowly but surely taking her time to get over into the Hithers. She's going to have to get Rage to get through this town hall pretty quickly. Dropping a wall breaker to make sure that when he starts dropping them overall, they won't be kind of weird and trying to get to that town hall compartment. Queen is going to go down in 3 hits. Doesn't have to pop the ability. Now that all 3 of those defenses are targeted onto the Queen, the wall breakers are going to go in just fine and happily. Air Sweeper is actually going to help out his healers here, push them out of the range of this Ekbo, and then they retarget onto the Queen with a CC poisoned and with a Rage on the Queen. It's going to remove them completely. He is going to drop one more Rage as soon as she gets a little bit deeper because she's going to take her time before she finally reaches the Eagle. Because I do believe, if I remember correctly, she goes Expo, Bomb Tower, Gold Storage, Wizard Tower, Inferno Tower, then goes the Eagle. Just like everything in her power just to basically kill as much time before she just hits the jump and goes in. Anyways, it's just further helping out his Lalo because he doesn't have that much spell place or spells left to use. Has a Naked Slammer coming in. It does ED Sam, but hey, it is what it is. The Hound is just going to be doing his little old thing. Loon's coming in behind. Because they don't have much of spells, they're going to be taking a bunch of damage from that multi-target Inferno. Pops the Queen ability to help try to speed through that Eagle, so they won't have to worry about that per se. But at this point, the Queen is going to be up and healthy. It is tanking again for the Lalo going on over there at the 3 o'clock region. Drops the King over 1030. His primary purpose was to take out that Tesla farm there, so the Loons would stay compact, going from air defense, air defense, air defense, yada, yada, yada. As the King is tanking for the troops on the outside, the Queen is sniping those storages in order to get to the Wizard Tower here. He drops the freeze to get to the air defense. Not so much the Wizard Tower because the Queen has that already handled. Now that the Slammer has popped, the max Loons are going to come out, but at this point, the air defense is screwed. So well done to the Chastity Foil. For our next attack, we have number 6 with Arslan. He's going to be doing the Frozen P.E.K.K.A., which is basically 2 P.E.K.K.A.s in each flank over there at 430, 730, with 4 P.E.K.K.A.s coming in towards the 6 o'clock region, 7, 5 o'clock primarily, as the Ram goes straight up through the core. Since the L-type P.E.K.K.A.s are going to do all of the heavy lifting, nobody's going to be walking, and they're going to go directly up through the 6 o'clock region. He is going to have to drop the freeze a little bit for the double cannon that is slightly doing work on his P.E.K.K.A.s, but they'll be fine. The Dragon Ice Golem CC pops, freezes it to help get the Ram a little bit further along ahead. Multi is beginning to do his thing. The single target finally latches onto the Ram, but because he has now 2 hastes in the bag, it's going to be decently handled. Just freezing the Infernos as the Ram continues to push towards the 12 o'clock region. P.E.K.K.A.s are finally starting to deter out. Queen is going to be able to handle that Wizard Tower, Inferno Tower before bouncing back over towards the 8 o'clock region in single target Inferno. Pops the ability to make sure that she will survive that. And at this point, it's general cleanup. BK, P.E.K.K.A.s are tanking for the bowlers, as well as their giant still mixed into the bunch. Speed this up a little bit because they're just going to beat through walls, taking their time. There's nothing really risking them. He had 2 Loons for the corner hidden Tesla, and they get basically smoked by the air defense. That's kind of the only thing left, but with his troops that he has and the BK ability of all things, it doesn't really matter. It's just general cleanup. The minions do soak up 3 of the red bombs, which was pretty funny. But at this point, it was just crushed, so well done to him. For our next attack, we have Onizuka's at number 7. He's going to drop the baby over there at 430. He's going to have a Loon, the tank for any SAMs or red bombs, potentially for his healers. He's hoping to open the junction here by the cannon. He does find a SAM, which was really nice. Her objective is to walk down the alley with the cannon, Wizard Tower cannon, into this one over here where he rams in for the air defense to get to the CC, AQ, and single target Inferno when she gets down into the Rither, or the region. Man, I can't talk. Derp derp. So she is going to come into range of the multi, but then she's going to bounce right back out. Or not. Anyways, she's going to be doing her little thing. He drops the rage to help speed her up. Dropping it especially for the CC now that they are in range. The Ice Golem's going to be doing absolutely nothing because nothing is targeting the healers. They're in a rage to help keep that queen nice and chilling when she gets frozen. King over there at 7 o'clock for the funnel. Ram coming in at 5. So that way when it opens this junction, the queen is going to follow suit and go right in through there. King is going to do the right thing and just stay on the outside, just like that Eminem song. Queen is going to be sniping some air skellies, so she will have the time thanks to the ram before she can get into this expo. Unfortunately, the BK is just enough in range, so rather than taking one more shot at it, they remove it. She's going to start shooting the Barbarian King, so it's just going to be doing what it's doing. So as soon as the king drops, one shot at the expo, it drops. The ram has opened up with Valks inside. They're going to get stuck on this wall. They do get into this expo. The queen is going to actually, of all things, do the right thing and bounce back out towards that area. So very well done for her. I think the only few times that she ever does the right thing. Pops the ability to try to speed her up to help the hogs with the push. But at this point, he's just basically got a GG. Wizard's already down for cleanup. Hogs are staying very well compacted. Queen is taking out more defenses to help the hogs out and trying to further out help the hogs. Yeah, and at this point, it was just cleanup and well done to Ani Zooks. For our next attack, we have WB Dubba with number 9. He's going to have his AQ coming over here at the 1 o'clock region. Wizard at 11 for the funnel. So he's going to be slowly but surely taking her time because it's elixir storage and heavy in HPs. Wizard is facing absolutely no resistance except for that small bomb, so he's just going to keep doing his thing. Yeah, that's the one that I do remember. Yeah, he was just one tile in range somehow. But anyways, BK is establishing the funnel, so that way she's going to go into this Inferno Tower compartment. Wizard and minion behind to help ensure that she won't bounce back out. The king doesn't do the right thing and actually joins her at this point, but he's going to be dead. Loons are going to help remove that wizard towers to ensure that she double won't be going out with that loon's dead body. And at this point, he's just going to rage the queen, enter the drop the jump. So she's going to be fighting an air sweeper and the CC, but with that expo down, any real risk is out of the question now that he has the rage and the poison. She's going to be chilling, literally. Of all things, she actually does the golem first for once, which I thought was pretty amusing. But again, she's fine now that she's unfrozen. She's just going to remove that multi that's doing literally nothing to her. It's mostly just the expo that's doing anything at this point. Drops another rage to ensure that she gets into this jump, gets into the queen, pops the ability to ensure that she's going to drop as soon as she gets right back into range. 2 shots on her and she gone. Then he's going to start his Lalo over there at 2 o'clock, going clockwise. Minions are behind the loons. Has the rage and the haste to help speed those guys up when they need it. The way that that queen is actually doing her job is very well done, so these loons have nothing to do besides go from Archer Tower, Cannon, Archer Tower, all the way back up this way. She's going to remove that expo before she starts beating on a wall, which would further, again, help establish these loons going faster for what they need to do. Naked Slammer by itself over by 10 o'clock, helping speed up a bunch of those back-end wizard towers that might be a little hindrance, but he still has a haste in the bag to the point where this is basically GG. Red Bomb is going to unfortunately trigger on a couple loons and minions, but at this point it was just cleanup, so well done to Double Double. For our next attack, we have Lele with number 11. Bloop. Has the Weird Wizard over there at 8 o'clock, has the baby over there at 10:30. Because I do believe he's going to have a Naked Ram over there at 10 with the queen in behind. The king is supposed to be joining as well. He has the loons. They try to take out that mortar. Yep, there's the king. Okay. So the ram is basically done at this point because it's just going to keep hitting random wall junctions rather than doing anything important besides just acting as a temporary golem. poisons the CC, rages the king, and when the queen, when she finally decides to step forward into it. Unfortunately, she doesn't, so he has to drop the freeze to help encourage that queen to do the right thing and to get to that CC. They do retarget over to her, so she is going to be able to pop that ability, remove the dragon and the loon. Yeah, he does the Lalu over here. Okay, so he's going to start doing his Lalu over there at 7:30, going counterclockwise, hasting the loons as soon as they somewhat get into this region. Directly into that Tesla and Inferno Tower. Hounds are tanking for the loons. Queen did a couple little buildings over there before she croaked. Raging these loons that are going into this wizard tower. Unfortunately, they're going to try to bounce right back out, but hey, it is what it is. He still has a heal, so he's fine. Now they're going to ignore the rage and go into this haste. Take out the wizard tower, drops the heal right there on top of the multi, so all these loons are going to be nice and healthy before they get to that wizard tower. Bomb tower still up, but because it doesn't target anything in the air, it's just basically clean up at this point, so very well done to Lele. And skip out of that. For our next attack, we have number 20. Whee! Where are you at? With Eliza. They're going to have a naked, or a loon tanking for the slammers before the slammers get in the range of this expo, then get into the range of this queen. Lures the CC, dragon, and minions. Don't really see that too often, but hey, it works. So he has the Velks that go in there, doing their job, removing the queen. Keeping the rage for his other part of their plan. It's going to draw all the CC over there by 9 o'clock with the baby wizard. Dropping the poison for the minions to be removed. The dragon slowly but surely taking his time. Baby not so much doing much for funneling, but hey, it ended up working out in the long run. Baby's actually going to help remove this dragon, speeding up the queen to get into this compartment, as well as removing this barbarian king. So as soon as the baby croaks is when the king basically goes down as well. King does a pretty good job for the funnel, so that way the queen is going to do the right thing going into these compartments. He does trigger some skeletons, which are kind of a little nuisance here for the queen, hoping that she would just keep pushing forward. But she does get to the wizard tower before she backtracks and removes those for the hogs. And then from here on out, he's just going to start hogging through the core of this base. Everything's going to be nice and neatly compact. It still has 9 for the back end side here for these cannons and mortar. Dropping a poison for those skeletons that could be a nuisance. Oh, I lied. There was a Tesla there at the 2 o'clock region. Minions in behind to clean up. The hogs are slightly being a little bit annoying, trying to split up, but it's enough that everything that is doing the heavy lifting is in the heal to get to this wizard tower multi-target inferno. Still has a heal in the bag. Bomb tower is going to go down to the 2 random hogs that did run over there. Drops the heal for these few hogs, so that way those last few defenses are going to drop. Unfortunately, the goblins eat a giant bomb, so they ain't going to be around for much of the cleanup, but at this point it was cleanup, so well done to them. For our next attack, we are going to have number 21 with Enigma. I do believe he starts with a golem over here at the 4 o'clock region. No, wizard at 4:30. Trying to get a couple buildings before he drops the golem at 4 o'clock. Right there at the archer tower, wizard tower. Queen in behind. Her objective is to basically go archer tower, wizard tower, cannon. I think he drops the barbarian king on the gold mine, and he comes the other way, dropping the jump right here at the corner junction of the cannon wizard tower. Back up behind the BK, so that way everything's going to be nice and happy. Dropping the CC as well. Everything's going to go into this jump. Does trigger 2 little Teslas there. P.E.K.K.A is the one that triggers the giant bomb before the bowlers have time to eat it, so it was very well. Wizard is going to be doing a very well job of keeping everything compact, so when they get into this compartment with the baby and the ice golem, they're going to be chilling for a moment. He's going to rage them up, so that way, hopefully, they keep going into these compartments and not trying to split onto the outside because of that random wizard doing his job. They are going to go into this expo and keep bouncing in and out of these compartments. BK is the one that tries to go towards the outside, but he does retarget back in with the P.E.K.K.A tanking, and then he's going to finally make his way out. But at this point, he's just going to start his Lalo over here at 7 o'clock, going clockwise. Air Sweeper is going to be a slight inconvenience, just hasting these loons in through these two defenses. Queen is going to beat a random wall for absolutely no purpose. And then she retargets to the one that she should have from the beginning. And then from here on out, back on loons, getting that wizard tower. So the enemy Archer Queen is just going to be overrun with those skeletons. Nothing she's going to be able to do. And the poison shows she's going to drop like a bad habit. And at this point, he's got so many loons, so many troops up with the queen ability nonetheless. That is just basically GG. For our next attack, we have Captain on number 22. For this attack, I do believe I start with a golem over there at the 4 o'clock region. Or maybe I drop a couple wizards for some early, couple wizards to get a couple trash buildings out of the way. Golem to lead the onslaughts. Now that the mortars are onto the golem, that wizard is going to be fine and dandy. Unfortunately, these two huts over here are going to be the annoying part of this entire attack. Anyways, the king and Archer Queen are going to go into this jump. Archer Queen is going to step forward. Obviously not enough to get into the range of the jump, so the king is going to be tanking. I do believe the golem has at this point bit the dust because of the Velk. So my queen is going to slowly but surely be taking these troops out. Was hoping that I could pop the ability onto her, or the enemy Archer Queen at this point, but she's going to jump back out to this random builder hut and completely screw me over. So I was like, screw it, I'm going to start the Lalo anyway. And it actually works out in my favor. I start doing the Hound with the loons in behind. Dropping a haste to try to nail both junctions of these loons to help push in. Couple loons on the outside archer towers to ensure that all these loons are going to stay nicely compacted. This Hound is going to retarget right down the middle of these defenses. The queen is still up, taking out a couple of these pups. By the time that my enemy Archer Queen is going to, or my enemy queen is going to get through the walls, she is actually going to die, but my archers are going to take out that queen, if you can notice that as well. But anyways, the loons are just going right down the middle of this base. So many with nice splits that it actually works out in my favor. A couple of those loons over at the 7 o'clock region, taking out that back end wizard tower to the point where it's, I would imagine, being a nice cleanup, but I still have not one, but 2 corner Teslas. This was a fresh hit. So, unfortunately, that wasn't really my favor, but I still had enough minions pops wizard for cleanup that it was GG. And for our last attack, we have NewChurch with number 24. And because it's a witch slap, we're going to do times 4. He's just going to basically witch slap from 9 to 12 and a witch slap from 6 to 3. He's going to go right down the middle of this core of this base. Everything's going to take the jump. Everything's going to get poisoned. Another jump for everybody to take. I think this one actually they avoid it, and they go down the side alley regardless. Works out in his favor. Has the healers over there at the 1030 region for those 2 witches. And then at this point, the queen is going to try to take out that Expo, but with her last dying breath, she will die, but because there's so many skeletons, then it's just going to overrun the base. If you couldn't tell, I hate Witch Slap for Town Hall 9. I love you, NewChurch, but goddamn, that attack sucks ass. And then again, if it works, it works. I can't blame you. And with that, it was a very good war. Once again, kudos to Rising Asylum for putting on a good one. Very well fought on both sides. We hope you very much success for later on in this season. And with that, I hope you guys have a good one.